Monster IPO, at least for the Indian market, right? But first day of trade yesterday, it just absolutely didn't just stall it, it tanked. What do you think happened there? Was it to do with the pricing or something else?
Yeah, very, very interesting deal. If we were to look at Hyundai Motor and put it within the context of just generally what's happening in India. So there's several tailwinds, clearly. So fifth largest economy on the way to being number three, so already surpassed the UK. What we've seen from an equities perspective is the equity market's already crossed $4.5 trillion. So now India is the fifth largest equity market in the world. They have an index, Nifty 50, which is also at record highs. However, the deal came to market and did trade down. What we've seen in India is we've seen relatively strong performance. If we were to look at the average offer to current performance, it's still up 78%. Compare that to the US, where it's 3% year to date. However, that's down to the lowest performance we've seen in nearly 23 years, interestingly enough. So despite those backgrounds, there's still foreign interest in India. We've seen foreign inflows come into India. We're seeing foreign listings now really starting to pick up in India. But deals really need to capture the retail imagination. I think this deal was very, very relevant to the institutional investor base. But for many of these deals, it needs to appeal to the retail segment.
Yeah, definitely institutions really saved this IPO. So is it really the case of Hyundai Motor not really understanding some things about India's capital market? So what could be the lesson learned? Because I'm just reading reports about another South Korean company, LG Electronics, making the same action.
Yeah, there's a very strong thematic emerging in India right now where foreign companies, and especially the South Korean chaebol names, are all looking at India and thinking about the demographics. So despite the performance today, it's one day. Ideally, you would want your IPO to go up on day one, but this is a long-term play. This is a strategic play, as the CEO of Hyundai Motor I just mentioned on air. If we're to look at the demographics of India, if you're an autos player, you have to look at India and take it seriously. There's a clear demographic dividend where 65% of the population is under 35. Right? And we see massive investments in infrastructure. If you're an autos player, you look at the roads that are being built in India. You also look at the auto sales market. Year to date, auto sales in India are up percent. And Hyundai Motor operates over 1,300 sales points in India. So I think over the next 5, 10, 15 years, we can see a paradigm shift in the auto sector, especially around EVs. And that should play out with names like Hyundai Motor.